Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got a special bottle. This is a bottle for birthday occasions. Shout out to Kevin from S&W, man. Had it not been for him, I would not have my hands on this bottle. We are going to get into this brand new 2025 Old Forester birthday bourbon, so let's get it. Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop. Like I said, shout out to Kevin once again, man. I went there to pick up this 2025 birthday bourbon. Kevin has really been blessing a brother lately, because I don't know if you know it, but that Double Eagle Very Rare that I reviewed on the channel came from Kevin. We were all at a bourbon meetup. We were talking. I knew that I'd be able to go by and pick up my birthday bourbon, but I was also able to pick up this. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe so you can see the review of the 2025 Hazmat George T. Stagg. Either way, shout out to Rob, who was sitting at the counter. I am always going to treat anyone who is at the counter who is into bourbon with a pour, because if I'm buying a special bottle and I am cracking it there that day, you better believe if you are in the bourbon and you are around me, you're getting a pour, because that is how Kevin treated me from day one. Like, I walk in his store, he did not know me. So his friend offers me some of the Dusties that he got from an estate sale. Then Kevin offers me 2005 George T. Stagg, and it's been on the popping ever since, man. So shout out to you, Kevin, man. I can't thank you enough, man. Make sure you guys go check him out at S&W Liquors in Temple Hills. So birthday bourbons have a very, very weird shape. This is gonna be like that 13th Colony bottle, hard to kind of fit into your stash and make it kind of look good. Besides that, it also has a weird reputation of having a great nose, but the whiskey being a little lackluster. Now look, this thing comes in at 92 proof. It is the bottle that they release every September because George Garvin Brown, his birthday is September 2nd. This is actually a sweet mash process. Comes in at 12 years old and, like I said, 92 proof. Now they claim this thing to be silky smooth. Yes, I cracked it in the store with Kevin and Rob. I do have my own thoughts on it. We are going to get into those in a minute. Just kind of wanted to give you the stats on the bottle. Now, some of these pictures might be a little blurry because this gold ink that they use to print on the bottles just does not like the photograph well, man. But as you can see, the neck tag has a great picture of George Garvin Brown. I myself don't have any of these Old Foresters. This is actually the only birthday bourbon that this is the second birthday bourbon that I've ever tasted. So shout out to Kevin Brown, foreman rep, who cracked the bottle for me when I was in there. Now the 24 comes in at 107 proof. And that thing's pretty damn good. But let's get into the nose. Very fruity on the nose, but not candy sweet, just fruity, like fermented fruits. Touch of oak, 12 years old. I do expect it to have some oak. I don't know exactly how much they watered it down. Like I said, this is a sweet mash. They didn't have any back set to put in there. They said the fermentation process had been shut down. So it was, as it came off the still, it went into the still through the sweet mash process. Oh, a little bit of chocolate on the nose. Like I said, it's a light oak. It's not a lot. To be 12 years old, I expected it to be, oaky, but on the nose, it's really not oaky. And like I said, I don't know how much they watered it down coming in at 92 proof. It could have been a whole bunch of, low proof barrels. I don't know. Let's get into the palate. Those fermented fruits transfer over to the palate. A little bit of spice transfers over to the palate. It is a slightly punchy on the palate, but when it hits the mid, it just kind of fades. So there's a leathery finish, not a lot of char. You get a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of spice on the back of the tongue in the mid, but that's pretty much it. Like it's good, but then it just goes. The nose is nice. Now, like I said, it has a reputation for having a better nose than the Palate. At this point, they're both about the same. I know when we cracked it in the store, you know, that was the first pour of the day for I'm pretty sure all of us, all three of us. And the nose was just like wow, like that's that's really nice. Let me go back in. Oak, fermented fruits. There's a really light like vanilla note, and there's almost this floral note that's just hiding in the background. All right, back into the palate. Strawberry candy sweet. Those fermented fruits still stay there. On the second sip, that black pepper and spice don't hit you as much. So on the mid to the back where I was getting more pepper and spice, because it drops off and gets oaky. It drops off, gets oaky, gets a little drying on the mid. And just now it's just black pepper towards the finish, touch of leather, and that's pretty much it. All right, we are gonna get into the breakdown of this thing. I am not trying to make these videos super long. I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, check out bourbondropstore.com. That's a mouthful. And you know, maybe get a hoodie, maybe get a t-shirt, check out some of the blog news over there. Now, let's figure out whether or not it's worth the chase. I know these are special releases. I could have sat on this thing. I'm not the flipping type. I could have sat on this thing. I have a channel. Every bottle I get, pretty much every bottle I get, I crack. I want to let you guys know what it's like, whether or not you guys need to go running after this thing and spending that type of money. So, I am going to have to say it is not worth the chase. Is it worth retail? Retail is $199. I've never had a birthday bourbon. You know, own a birthday bourbon. Like I said, I've only had one in the store. And I had my thoughts on that one. I thought it was good, but I know the price. But I could not pass up the chance. Once again, thank you, Kevin, to get this thing. So it's not worth retail, man. I gotta be honest. I would probably have to put the two side by side in a blind. Now the Sagamore new high rye bourbon is higher in proof, so it's less watered down. Maybe that's what this is suffering from, because it just kind of drops off on the mid. Like those flavors are there in the front, but they're quick. It's like strawberry candy, fermented fruits, sweet up front, but then it gets to the mid, dries out, and it just like falls. And then, like I said, that spiciness in the back of the throat. I can find cheaper bottles to give me that same experience. I can find cheaper bottles to give me a better experience. Who's it for? At 92 proof, I would give this to a new bourbon drinker. I mean, it like the initial sip had a little bit of spicy and just a touch of like heat on it, but not like bad. Like it was peppery, spicy. That sweetness up front was very nice, but that mid and the back, it was just a touch spicy, but that went away on the second sip. So I would definitely give this to a beginning bourbon drinker all the way up to experienced bourbon drinkers. I appreciate lower proof products. Like I said, this thing is not blowing me away. I like it. It's good up front. Is it the best? Is it going to be top 10? I don't know. Once I really sit down and compile my list, we'll figure that out. Will it always be on the bar? Honestly, now that I have one, and like I said, I tried another one. The 24 sample that Kevin gave me in the store was just, it was good. It was really good. But at this price, I won't buy another one. Like they will not always be on the bar. Like this is, for what it is, it's good. But the price of it, like let's be honest. I could have bought 5 bottles that would probably beat this thing in a blind. And with that being said, let the whiskey float. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.